Y'all like that intro? I know you're trying to not. I know you're trying to not. I think it's pretty fire. I know you think it's pretty fire. I worked so hard on that. It took me hours. And you want to know what I used? Canva. Of course it was Canva. You think I was paying for another editing software? No. Canva for free. Not Canva Pro. Not Canva XL. No, Canva. That's it. And that's it. Guys, you want to know how this is going to be? You want to know what's confirming for me that this is going to be a great time? The fact that this is the third time that I'm filming the first episode of this podcast. I deleted the footage both times on accident. Is this what 2025 has in store for me? Me accidentally deleting footage for my now YouTube channel. Great. Do you know how much time I've put into the footage just for it to get deleted? What is wrong with me, guys? Welcome to the Stay Crispy podcast. Guys, I can't believe this is happening. This is a long time coming. I started a YouTube channel years ago, probably when I was in like 9th grade. I posted a Q&A and I was going through a rough time. So I was like, this ain't for me. Now we're back. Why? TikTok is getting deleted. For whatever reason, I don't know. The government probably has better things to be caring about at this point in time. But, if they want to care about TikTok, they can go ahead and delete it, do whatever. But I needed a creative outlet. So I'm coming here to YouTube. I'm going to start this podcast. The Stay Crispy podcast, by the way, which I will get into as to why it's the Stay Crispy podcast in a second. But before I get into that, it's been, like I said, it's been a long time coming because so many people in my life have been like, Jonathan, you should start something. You should start a YouTube channel. You should do something on social media that I can watch, basically, because I would pay to watch it. And you want to know what's interesting? I have a private vlog channel on Snapchat called The Vlog Squad. And they could be paying $10.99 a month and Venmoing me. But you want to know what? They're not. They're getting that content for free. And so now you can come to my YouTube and hopefully if something ever happens to my YouTube channel where like I blow up and like people actually listen to this, like, am I going to be flabbergasted? Yes. Is that the point of starting this? Maybe. Maybe. But you know what? At the end of the day, I need a creative outlet. If TikTok is getting banned, I need somewhere to put my music. I need somewhere to yap. This is the yap station. I feel like that's what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call the yap station. All aboard. All aboard. Train arriving for yap station in 2 minutes. That's what this is. A bell. Yeah, it's the Polar Express. I hate the Polar Express. It's December 30th, by the way. I have filmed this the past 2 days. December 28th, delete. December 29th, delete. And now it's December 30th. And so I'm hoping this time I actually don't delete all the footage. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, so I want this to be a creative outlet for me to come to create a safe space for me, to create a safe space for anyone who decides to watch, my friends, hopefully not my family, but, and anyone on the face of the earth, really, that can come and just laugh, listen to, unfortunately, another man starting a podcast. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you guys are witnessing this, but you know what? It's all for fun. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while. And, I finally bought a mic. I'm using my Apple ecosystem. I'm hoping the camera quality and the audio is really good. Can't wait to check that out. But, I'm just playing around with things, really just seeing, what the vibes are going to be. I hope you like the setup. Let's introduce the setup really quickly. Okay. So I got my turtles because I like turtles. And I thought Miss Scarlet would be a nice addition. I got an empty can of Baja Blast because, let's segue for a second. If you guys noticed in the intro, I used the colors of a Baja Blast for the intro. And so a little nice tie-in with the set, you know what I mean? And then got some things up on the wall because I didn't want the wall to be blank, essentially. Got my guitar because I'll sometimes play music on here probably. Also going to be playing music on the channel in general. So that's going to be fun. And I would play you guys some right now. I just restring my guitar. So I would need to tune it and everything because the strings stretch and stuff like that. So, and then I got my Grey's Anatomy blanket, which, who's this? That's Maggie? Yeah. Wait, is that Maggie? Oh, this is Maggie. Controversial opinion for all the Maggie lovers out there. This is not a safe space for you. Maggie is one of the most insufferable people on Grey's Anatomy. I'm sorry if you disagree. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. We can agree to disagree in the comments. Okay? And then I have this little turtle here. Can you guys see? He has a little hat on. Isn't that so cute? My mom got it for me when she went somewhere. But wait, let's adjust it let's adjust it. He can go right there. Okay. So, and I got a little diffuser for when I feel like it. When I feel like diffusing. Hopefully, I hope it doesn't get too distracting. But this is the setup for the Yap station. Okay. So I'm still really upset that all my footage got deleted. I really wish. I've been rewatching the Transformers movies recently. And in Transformers 1, there was a little Transformers that hacked into the president's airplane in Transformers 1. I wish I was him. I wish I could be a Transformer to hack into my computer and get all the files. I wish I could do that. I literally bought a file recovery thing and it still didn't recover it. Yeah, that was a blow. That was a big disappointment. Yes, it was. But you know what? If we have to refilm for a third time, we're going to film. Does that show something about should I be starting this podcast, this YouTube channel? I don't know, but I'm still going to do it. So, but yes, welcome to the Stay Crispy podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Scholes. I graduated with a bachelor's in linguistics. And I study languages for fun. I play guitar. I like talking to a camera. That's now basically become my best friend. And I think it's going to be a great time. I'm going to talk about so much from movies, music, to things that are happening in my life. So much is happening in my life right now. I can't believe it. But, if we take it one step at a time, one day at a time, everything's going to be okay. I truly believe that. So, yeah. So plans for this channel. Plans for this channel include, like I said, playing music. I literally just hit the mic. My bad. Okay. Wait, what if I do ASMR? What if does this sound good? Can you hear that? I'm sorry. Segue before I start talking. I've been loving Japanese haircut ASMR. That's been something that I've been falling asleep to recently. And it's been the time. I'm asleep within 15 minutes. Those scissors, snip, snip, snip. Something about that literally just goes, oh. It's so good. It's so good. And I'm asleep. It's like my thunder noises. I fall asleep to thunder noises also. And thunder noises, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm out like a light. So, okay. Back to what I was actually talking about, okay? plans for the channel, besides just playing music, I'm going to do, like, creative content, like, drawing challenges. I used to be a really big drawer when I was a kid. I had, like, this animal book. It was, like, I don't even know, like, animal genus. It, like, explained things like Clever Hans and, like, had a ton of, like, animal pictures in it that I loved drawing. And I would just sit down and just draw for, like, hours and, like, color them and stuff like that. And I did pretty good. However, you give me, like, humans or, like, hands, stuff like that, I can't do any of that. I could draw a Baja Blast can, that's for sure. I could draw a turtle. I could draw items and animals. You get me a human, a person, a celebrity, no, forget about it. It will be one of the worst things you've ever seen. But I want to challenge myself. I think that would be really fun. If you guys watching this, you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comments, because I will talk about anything you want me to talk about. I will do anything you want me to do on this channel. I'll do another Q&A if you guys want me to. I'll talk about, like, a lot of things that you want me to talk about, because this is my channel. I could talk about whatever I want. And if you don't like it, too bad. Okay? Let's talk about inspiration. Okay? Some of my inspos for, like, who I am on the internet. Not who I am on the internet, because I create my own identity on the internet. But in general, like, my personality, like, when it comes to, like, the people that you surround yourself with and, like, the people that you watch on the internet, you really just start picking up their persona, their cues, their hand movements and stuff like that. And I will give credit where credit's due. Brittany Broski is one of, like, my big inspos when it comes to, like, why did I want to start this podcast? I think her setup is so cool. Being a part of Broski Nation is so cool. And so her just, like, being there and, like, talking to a camera for an hour, like, her personality just resonates so much with me. And, like, I don't want to be a copycat. I want to be my own person. I want to make this podcast my own. But, like, if I do, like, resonate her intonation, or, like, I imitate something about her, whether it's, like, a phrase or, hand movements, like, it's genuinely not on purpose. Like, I'm not trying to be her. I could never be her, period. But, I spend so much time with her on the internet, naturally we're going to pick things up. And so, like, I do want to give credit where credit is due. She was a big inspo for this. So yeah, I want to just lay that out there. Okay. So, and also I might want to start, how in, like, YouTube you can start, like, you can do, like, sections. So, like, the podcast will be a section, and then music will be a section, and then, like, regular YouTube videos will be a section. And then I'm also thinking about doing a separate, like, Christian content on this, because, I am a Christian. That is a big part of who I am. But this podcast is not going to be about, like, my life and, like, my faith and stuff like that. It's going to be more secular. However, I do want to bring in that kind of content to my channel. That isn't going to be the entire thing, but it will definitely be part of it. And so do want to also clarify that. So, getting into the history of who I am as a person, you might be wondering, Jonathan, what the heck is JAcrispyturtle? I'm so happy you asked. JAcrispyturtle is the suffix crispy, or JAcrispy, mind you, JAcrispy, onto the noun turtle. You put it together and you get JAcrispyturtle. Okay, as a linguistics major, I have to bring it up that the suffix JAcrispy means absolutely nothing. However, I do really like turtles, so that means something, clearly. But JAcrispy comes from Impractical Jokers. Now, let's rewind to 2015. I was in 7th grade, and I had a Motorola, and you could do, like, signatures on a Motorola. And every time my mom would text me something, or anytime anyone would text me something, I would be like, okay, JAcrispyturtle. It would, like, send every single time I sent a message. And at that time, I was watching Impractical Jokers. Now, who are the Impractical Jokers? Q, Sal, Joe, and Murr. They were all people who did, like, pranks on the public in New York City and the surrounding, like, area. but also they would do pranks on each other. And I loved Sal, but his nickname on the show was JACrispy. And so my 13-year-old brain was like, JAcrispy turtle put together, and you get one of the most stupidest things on the planet. I don't know how it happened. Don't ask me. I would love to ask my 12, 13-year-old self, what the heck were you thinking? I can't do that. However, it's now become my brand. And it's become so much my brand that there was a time that, this is actually a really funny story. There was a time where I was harassed online for like a couple days. It was during 9th grade, actually. It was during 9th grade when I started my YouTube, which has essentially been deleted. I started YouTube and I changed my Instagram handle to Johnny X Scholes because everyone during the like big like influx of like people going, I want to be on YouTube. They were changing their Instagram handles and stuff like that and making their name their brand. I wanted to make my name my brand, but Jonathan Scholes didn't sound good. So I did Johnny X Scholes. Well, no one liked that, unfortunately. And I literally got hate from my friends, from people that I knew, and they were like, you need to change it back. You need to change it back. Guys, why do you care so much? I changed it back. Because I cared. Because during that time, I cared so much about, like, what people thought of me. Now I could care less about that. However, I'm glad that I did go back to JAcrispyturtle because that's essentially my brand. That is how I identify myself online. You can find me literally anywhere online at JAcrispyturtle. And so that essentially, you know, I'm glad that I got bullied. I'm glad that I got bullied. It made me who I am today. So also, let's go back. Okay. I mentioned Baja Blast. Guys, look at the color. Isn't that so good? I love the color. I'm glad that I made that my intro color. Okay. I love Taco Bell. Guys, if there's anything you should know about me, it's Taco Bell. Taco Bell, please sponsor me. I love drinking a Baja Blast. It's literally the only soda that I drink. It's the only soda that I have drank. And shout out, is it really a shout out? Okay, I have a friend, Connor, and he's the one who introduced this to me. And I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. Probably both. Probably a curse, actually. Because there's so much sugar in a can of Baja Blast. And there's caffeine! I don't drink caffeine. I don't drink coffee. I rarely ever drink tea. And here I am drinking 59 milligrams of caffeine every time I open a can. You want to know how much caffeine a bottle has? More. Do you want to know what sugar a bottle has? Even more than a can. I can't believe it. And there's this woman. She's retiring, thank God. There's this woman at the grocery store that I work at. She's retiring, and she's been buying, like, cans of, like, soda and stuff like that for, like, the employees. Can she just not? I would tell her no. I would tell her, hey, I actually don't want anything today. However, she's retiring, and I feel bad. But you know what? Thank God that she's retiring, because I'm not gonna get into that, okay? But I really need to cut down on drinking. I literally just spit on the table, okay? So I need to, okay, take a deep breath. And we're back live with JAcrispyturtle. Okay, guys, I really need to cut back on sugar. And I really do believe, not to like be self-deprecating and like, oh my God, but like I truly believe that this is making me fat. I need to stop drinking it as much. I need to look at my sugar levels or something, because I don't know. I feel like sitting at home and like just going to work and then back and like laying in bed and like all of my hobbies I can do from my bed, whether it's playing guitar, reading, watching TV, writing. I am writing a book, by the way. I will talk about that in a second. But I'm not, it's my productivity levels just aren't that high. And so I truly do need to stop consuming as much Baja Blast as I do. A quesadilla, on the other hand, from Taco Bell, get me some Diablo sauce, some hot sauce, and some sour cream. Gone. Seconds. It's gone. It's literally gone. I love a quesadilla from Taco Bell. But a Baja Blast, that doesn't have any protein. This is literally just pure sugar. Okay? And I need to cut it out. Maybe that will be one of my New Year's resolutions. However, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, and here's why. New Year's resolutions, okay, take effort. If you're not willing to put in the effort into something, you shouldn't even be doing it in the first place, okay? Me telling myself, I want to cut back on sugar, and I want to cut back on drinking Baja Blast. Okay, that takes effort, and that takes a mindset shift. If I'm not willing to put in the effort, why am I going to lie to myself in the first place that I'm going to do it? In 2025, I'm going to lose weight. In 2025, I'm going to read 30 books, okay? If you're not a reader, how are you going to read 30 books? It's a mindset shift. You need to be willing to put in the effort to sit down and be like, okay, how do I enjoy reading? How do I lose weight? How do I save this much money? It takes effort in order to do anything. Think of it this way. Have you guys ever seen the breakup with Jennifer Aniston? And she was like, I want you to want to do the dishes. Well, why would I ever want to do the dishes? It's literally that. It's not the point. You should be able to want to do something. If I ask myself, okay, Jonathan, do you want to stop drinking a Baja Blast? At this moment in time, it's iffy, okay? So I want to cut back, but I also don't want to stop drinking them, okay? But so it's going to take effort in order to find a balance. And that's a lot for some people. Honestly, that is a lot. It's not a lot for me. I know that I can do it. However, taking that first initial step seems great. Like, the possibilities are so endless and vast of the things that you could do in 2025. However, if you are not willing to put in the work, do not even begin to lie to yourself that you're going to do it. However, New Year's resolutions are different from actual goals, okay? I believe in goals. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, okay? I do believe there's a difference. Maybe I will talk about that in like a later time. This time is just such like an interesting time in my life. I'm in between so many things, and it's been really interesting navigating life after college. And I'm sure like a lot of you who are watching, if you're my friends watching, you are in college, or you're coming out of college, and it can become so overwhelming to be like, what the heck am I supposed to do with my time? And that's where I am right now. I've been having a really hard time with hobby regulation. I'll give you a story. Okay, so my friend Grace got me into playing Township. And Township, I played basically for 2 days. I went from level 1 to level 19. And then essentially went, I'm not being productive enough. I'm going to stop playing. So then I wrote my book. I wrote the next 10 chapters of my book in a week, and then stopped playing and then stopped writing because I wanted to do something else. And then I started watching TV, stopped doing that because it wasn't productive enough. Why do we lie to ourselves that we constantly need to be productive all the time? If I'm going to lay in bed and watch TV, fine. I should lay in bed and watch some TV. If I want to play my guitar, I should be able to play my guitar. If I want to sit down and film some content, I should be able to sit down. I have an itch. I should be able to sit down and play some content. However, I feel like, on one hand, I feel guilty for doing the things that take me away from advancing in my life. However, I also know that I need to balance that with just relaxing and sitting and living in the moment. And that's really hard for me. And I don't know if anyone else resonates with that, but it's gotten to the point where I literally feel like I need a calendar for my hobbies. Like, on Monday, you play guitar, you film content, and you watch some TV. On Tuesday, you practice your French and your Italian, and then you go for a walk. Me personally, that terrifies me because in the past, this was so detrimental to how I lived, but I had in the past very bad time management issues to the past where I thought that I was developing like temporal OCD, or like, I don't really know how you would describe it, but I will describe it like this. If I told myself I was going to do homework at 7 o'clock and then it was 7:01, I couldn't do my homework until it was 7:15. But then if it was 7:16, 7:17, I had to wait until 7:30. It would lead me to such drastic procrastination for hours. It was the same thing with my sleep. If I went to bed, if I told myself I was going to bed at 11 and it was 11:03, I had to wait until 11:15. I was losing sleep because of this. I was not eating. If I told myself go to dinner at 5 and I looked at the clock and it was 5:02, I'd wait. I don't like scheduling my time like that anymore. And I don't want to get to that place because I have found freedom in that. Thank you. I found freedom in that. But me, like, even considering to put myself in a position where that might even happen again is terrifying. So I need to figure out a way. I'm still in the process. I've been trying to figure it out, but I'm still in the middle of trying to figure out that process of how do I balance work life? How do I balance, yes, be productive, and yes, do things around the house, and yes, do things that advance you, but also please cling and spend time doing the things that benefit you and fill you and just overall benefit you. And I will bring it up. Brittany Broski did talk about this, where she was like, I want to let go of the things. That don't really benefit me anymore. And yeah, some of those things are going to have claw marks on them. But like at the end of the day, like I want to fill me and I want to do what makes me happy. And, she's talked about, getting coloring books. And I was so inspired by that. I was like, oh, I want to get coloring books and I want to color. However, that's another thing that I need to add to the list. Everything is a list for me. I need to stop making lists, essentially. Thank you. I need to stop making lists because it's so hard when you feel like you just have to do this, this, and this, and this every single day. I don't like feeling that way. Yeah, I don't like feeling that way. And I'm going to stop talking about this because it's only the first episode of this podcast. And I don't want to get too deep too quickly. However, I do want this to be a space of vulnerability and like honesty. And like a space that you can, come have fun and, listen to my insane stories of people at work and, about my life. But also come and like be able to like hear the things that I'm going through and the advice that I've found and, and be able to come and laugh and like enjoy a creative space. This is my creative outlet. This is for me. However, if you can benefit from this, I'm so happy. Something that humongous segue. Okay. Something that is really interesting in starting social media, wanting to take it more seriously and, really just start putting myself out there with the TikTok ban coming in mind, it's ridiculous. But, there is such a thing as public perception versus personal identity. And especially my generation, Gen Z, growing up, we face that head on. And that's really hard when you are online. Anyone, really. You can see this with influencers and stuff like that. Oh, your nose is too big. Oh, you don't look good in that bikini. Oh, you should wear a bigger shirt. Why are we letting those comments then go from the public perception of how other people see us to then actually forming our own personal identity? That is crazy. And Gen Z faced this, and now Gen Alpha is facing this. And I think it's insane that we have let people on the internet dictate, and the people in our lives really dictate how we see ourselves and how we put ourselves on the internet. And we try to like make this picture perfect mold of what we want people to see. However, I will always be truly authentic about myself. If you think that I have a high voice and you don't like that, and your opinion says nothing about my personal identity. Why? Because I know who I am. I know how God made me, first of all, and I know what I believe myself to be. Okay? If you think a certain way about me because I have a higher voice than the average person, or I don't have abs, or you think my hands are too small, or you think my ears look weird, or you think that me having piercings is weird, I could care less. I don't care. I don't care about what you think about me. And that is a hard lesson that I think so many people need to learn, because we, as a generation, really have grown up in such a toxic space where we have let people just deteriorate our self-image. And really what I'm speaking from is just an amalgamation of things that I've learned and the things that I've had to come out of when it comes to self-growth and maturity and just identity issues. I suffered so much in high school and middle school with my identity and who I believed myself to be, and I let people bully me, and I never stuck up for myself. But now that I'm out of college, I'm growing, I'm maturing even more. I'm constantly putting in the effort on communication and being a great friend and making sure that the people around me know that they're loved, and I'm securing a network of friends within my intimate and social and emotional circles. It's such a freeing thing to just work on that and to grow in those specific areas, because when you let people outside of those areas start dictating things, you're not leaving any room for the people within your own personal circles to breathe life into you. Those are the people that you want to be around. Those are the people that you should let have minimal power over you, because those people are the people that are going to affirm you. Those are the people that are going to love you. Those are the people that are going to speak life into you. If you are letting people outside those social circles do that to you, something's got to give. And Vanessa Van Edwards, love Vanessa Van Edwards. Vanessa Van Edwards spoke about this in her podcast with Diary of a CEO, where she talked about her intimate and emotional circles. And she talked about how those are the people you want to invest in. And I will talk about Vanessa Van Edwards more in future episodes, because I've been reading her books and I've been learning a lot from her. But she is such a wise person who has grown in her relationships with people as a recovering awkward person, as she likes to say. As a recovering awkward person, she knows how to initiate good relationships, and she knows how to grow the relationships that she wants to invest in, but also she can recognize how she can invest in other people. And I'm growing in that even more. And I've been growing as a person since the beginning of college, because high school me was not a very good person. High school me was very immature. I was using a lot of people to fill emotional voids. And I truly believe that I am not the person that I was 3-4 years ago. I'm truly so thankful to the people that I have in my life. I'm thankful to God. But I've seen so much growth in the area of communication and relationships, and I'm able to now form more communicative and more intimate relationships with people, solely due to the fact that I have put in the effort to become a better person, and I have put in the effort to become a better man. And in a society that doesn't have a lot of good men right now, according to social media, I want to be different. I want to be someone that all of my friends, whether you're a woman or a man, I want to be a person that you can come to, that you can rely on and have a true confidant, that you can come to give you the best advice. I had a friend come to me And they were like, hey, something's going on with a friend. Can you help me, make a message to send to them? And I was like, absolutely. I drafted a message for them, sent it off to them. It was like, here you go. This is text messages that I've actually used in my own conversations. And she was like, thank you so much. I knew you were exactly the person I needed to come to. That did something to me. That did something to my heart. Knowing that my effort has contributed positively to the world, to a person, to a friend that I love and I care for. That is the impact that I want to make on the world. Yes, JAcrispyturtle, I can make the jokes, okay? But seeing as how this episode has gotten very serious very quickly, so many people talk about, I want to, have a great net worth, and I want, grow on social media, and I want to, do this, this, and this. I just want to have an impact on the people that I love. Because growing up, the people that I had in my life were not impacting me. And that is the reason why I suffered with my mental health so much. That I felt so alone. I felt so isolated. And I felt so many emotions that I was just dealing so heavily with so many things that I will not talk about now. Maybe in the future I will. But I want to be the person that I never had. I want to be I have taken everything that I've learned, and I am now putting it into use. And that is what we're supposed to do as people. That is what we're supposed to do as contributors to society and to the people that we love. And so I'm really working on that. I will continue to work on that. And it's been a blessing and a journey to be able to walk through that and make, sorry, I burped. Ooh. I'm so sorry. To make mistakes. It's been a blessing to make those mistakes and to grow. And unfortunately, yeah, I have hurt a lot of people, and I've hurt myself, and I've put myself in situations that I shouldn't have put myself in. But it's been a great thing to learn and to grow from each and every one of them. And looking back, did I have a lot of guilt over those situations? Yes. Do I have the amount of guilt, and do I feel shame over those situations that I did in the past? No. Because there's something about forgiveness and healing, first of all. I've forgiven myself, and I've healed from those situations and from those traumas and stuff like that. And now I'm at a place where I know exactly who I want to be. And I could care less about what anyone else has to say and what they think about me. Because what matters is only my opinion and only how I want to view myself. That is my rant. I'm so sorry that I talked so long about that. But and I will talk about this more. I will expound on this later. But public perception, persona, and personal identity, it's very near and dear to my heart. And so I will talk about this later. But yeah, okay. Yeah, and so... And it's, the world plays a comparative game. The world is constantly trying to compare ourselves. You look like this person, or you act like this person, or you have the mannerisms of this, this, and this. And none of that matters. And this is what celebrity lookalikes. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. That also does something to your body and to your mindset of, oh, you look like Johnny Depp, okay? You look like Scarlett Johansson. You look like Robert Downey Jr. You look like Channing Tatum. You look like Marilyn Monroe, okay? And then you look at yourself in the mirror, and then you're like, my nose doesn't look the same. Oh, but my waist doesn't look the same. Oh, I have a crooked smile. Oh, my teeth aren't straight. I don't have straight teeth. That's something that I'm very insecure about. But I don't let that affect me. I've never had someone tell me that I look like someone or that I look like a celebrity. Actually, that's not true. You want to know something funny? Very unserious segue. I was working the other day, and I had this lady. I don't know why I did that. I was working the other day, and this lady came up to my register, and she was like, I'm sorry. I have to say this. I don't know if this is rude or offensive, but you look like Luigi Mangione. Excuse me? Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be offensive or not, but like you just look it's really uncanny that you look like him. You're telling me that I look like the murderer of a CEO of the CEO of United Healthcare? Are you kidding me? No, I don't look like Johnny Depp. I don't look like Robert Downey Jr. I don't look like Chris Hemsworth. I look like a killer. That's crazy. That's so unhinged. It sent me spiraling. I look back at my coworker and she goes, it's the hair. My hair doesn't even naturally look like this. That I've been doing this recently because I've been like trying to grow out a mullet. Sorry, I'm trying to do that, but I'm cutting it. Okay, so forgive me. I'm cutting it soon. I need to schedule an appointment. But it's the hair. It's the eyebrows. Just stop. I was so flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. But at the end of the day, no matter what she thinks, okay, no matter what people think about me, no matter who they think I look like, no matter who they think I act like, no matter what labels they want to put on me, the only labels that matter for me are what come from God and the labels that I want to attribute to myself. Okay? One thing to know about me, I'm not a patient person. However, I want to claim the label of patience. And so that takes effort. Again, this all comes back to effort. This all comes back to personal effort for personal gain and for personal growth. It takes effort to be the person that you want to be. And so, obviously, I'm not going to be a killer. I'm not, I'm not going to go out on the street and go, boop, boop. I'm not going to do that, okay? However, I want to grow in my patience. I want to grow in becoming an even better friend and growing to become a husband one day, a really great husband, in order to be a great boyfriend, in order to be, just an overall well-rounded individual in society that contributes positively, that gives out good vibes, that's funny, that's outgoing, but also that's really caring and intimate. And so going forward, with this podcast, this is the Stay Crispy podcast, but I hope that you will find that energy within this space and that whether you know me in my real life or whether you don't know me, just know that I will do whatever it takes in order to create a well-rounded platform to be healthy. And I will own my mistakes, and I will always take accountability for the things that I've done. And that's something that's rare to find these days, especially with men. I will talk about that later. I want to be different. And I don't want to be generalized. And it's very healthy. So many people argue against this, but it's so healthy for women in this world to generalize to keep themselves safe. However, I want to be the exception. And it's up to you to trust that or not. It's up to you to trust me or not. However, I want to gain your trust. That's key. I want to gain your trust. I don't want to gain it instantly. However, I want to prove to you my character. I want to prove to you that I want to be a good man. And I want to prove to you that I can be the things that I need to be and that you want me to be. And I won't ever try to change myself to fit a mold. And I won't ever try to change myself to be something that I cannot be. However, the things that are within my own control and within my own limitations, I do have power over that. And so as I finish up with this episode, I want to just go over some things, okay? I like to wear flannels. And so one activity that I think would be really fun is I'm probably going to wear like a button-up or a flannel every single time. And so I think a really cool segment for this channel would be guess that flannel or guess that, button-up shirt that I'm going to wear next episode. Now, obviously, it's the first episode. You only know that I own this. However, when you see me wear more and more and more and more, I think it would be really fun to leave in the comments, be like, oh, I think he's going to wear, this color. And then guess. I think it would be really fun. Okay, we can agree to disagree. Okay, second thing that I want to do is artist shout-outs. So I'm really big into indie music and like smaller artists. I'm also big into big artists as well. But I think it'd be really fun to support smaller artists on this channel. As someone who's really into music production and like growing into that, I bought a mic, I have a camera, and I have audio setups on my computer and my guitar and stuff like that. I want to be able to support those artists. So this week's artist, and I will put a picture somewhere, is Ian Blackman. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. I'm so sorry. But we're mutuals on TikTok. That's great. Unfortunately, TikTok is, like I said, unfortunately, rest in peace. But his music is great. Honestly, it's very indie. It's a great sound. I love it. And also, some songs of the week as well. So songs of the week. Force of Nature by Liz McAlpine. Love Liz McAlpine to death. I Let Him Love Me by Lacey K. Booth, I believe is her name. That's a great song. And then Love You Into Loving Me by Chelsea Cutler and Jeremy Zucker. Guys. When I tell you that's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard, it truly is. It truly is. It's so deep. It's so raw. It's so emotional. And it's exactly how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. Billie Eilish. Okay. So, those are some things that I want to do in the outros. I'm also thinking of a segment where, like, I can, like, call people and, like, call my friends, like, in the middle and, like, ask them, like, really weird questions. Thinking of doing that. That's going to be, like, future. Like, I need to figure out, like, this whole podcasting thing. Also, sorry if I was looking at the camera so much. Vanessa Van Edwards, again, she talks about, like, having, like, 60% eye contact with, like, a camera or, like, with anyone. So sorry about that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the Stay Crispy podcast. I think this was a really good episode, even though this is the third time I filmed. I think it was good. I think it was great. I stumbled a lot less. Thank you. I stumbled a lot less over my words. And I hope you stay tuned and you enjoy the next one. I'm thinking of doing bi-weekly for the podcast and, like, filling in all the other time with, like, other content, music, doing fun things on the channel. So yeah, thank you. And I'll see you on the next one.